What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Alienware m18 with a 7900m gameplay, benchmark video for you guys today. And today, we're gonna redo this Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark because now the real good drivers for this have been released. I was using the old drivers, waited a couple days too, and I didn't think they were gonna release any for a benchmark, so. And they probably didn't. They probably released these because the game's launching soon. But still, I wanted to do my due diligence and come and see if there was a huge uptick or if it's just kind of meh. And so far, it seems kind of like a meh update. It definitely did not solve any of the big problems. Except for one. It did let me use frame gen, so I'm happy about that. So why don't we waste no more time and let's get ourselves into the game. We're just gonna copy what we did at 1200p.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do on 1440, just the same thing we did at 10 or 1200 in this case. We'll turn that on. I almost forgot. Glad I noticed that, or that would have invalidated the whole thing. Although half the time on these, I mess up on one or two things if I do this many things at once. But all right, let's move on. All right, we averaged a 52 FPS. So still playable for some, not much for me, but playable for some. Okay, well, moving on to a little FSR now. And all right, let's move on. So here we go, 66 this time. Heck, if it would have just, it almost was 66.66. That 9 ruined it though. But all right, let's move on. So now here we go. Turn on just a little bit of some frame gen now, just to see how it'll do. But all right, now we can go ahead and get into the bench. All right, so 119. That's with frame gen though. But all right, let's move on to the next test. All right, so now we're gonna go move on to the next thing and just try this without any ray tracing. Ultra, I mean. All right, and now let's go see how it does. All right, we got 57, so we couldn't quite average 60. But all right, now we move on. So now here we go. This time we will add the FSR back to it. And now we should be able to hit 60 all the time now, or average. Maybe not all the time, but at least average. Well, now it's time to get into the game. Well, benchmark. All right. So, we averaged 73 this time with the help of FSR. And now we can go and test and see how frame gen does. Well, all right. Now we're going to enable the frame gen. And all right, let's go see how it does. So now here we go. We got 130 with frame gen. And all right, now let's go ahead and move on. Now we're going to go ahead and drop it down to just high. And we'll try native, of course, and move on from there. So now we got ourselves 61 average FPS. Alrighty though, why don't we go ahead and move along? Well, alright, now we're going to go ahead and see what it can do with a little FSR. And all right, to that bench. All right, so we got an average of 82.26 on high. And those would just be basically the high preset. It includes balanced FSR. I think it could handle quality no problem, but hey, that's just what the presets are. Now we'll try a little frame gen here, and then move on to the settings I would use if I were going to play solely on this thing. So there you go, you got the frame gen on now. All right, let's go see how it did. All right, so here's what it got for frame gen, 148. So now let's go ahead and run the settings I would run on this thing. Well, now here's the settings I would run if this was my sole laptop and only way to game with PC. The only thing I'm not 100% on is the frame gen. I don't know how well that would actually work in real gameplay because we're basically just watching a movie. All right, and we got 130. Obviously, it's not real because of frame gen, but you're probably getting like 80, 90 in reality. But in any case, let's go point the camera at it so you guys can just see how it does with these settings.
Now let's get that camera-recorded benchmark just so you guys can see what it's like with the more, data and all that stuff. Though I don't think it reads the frame gen, which we do still have on, so that'll at least show us the true FPS it was getting the whole time, and then you'll see what it says at the end. Unless that was just on the other computer. Well, let's see. Interesting, this one actually can see the frame gen FPS. Wonder why the one on the other laptop couldn't. That is very peculiar, darn. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have it just tell us the truth. But whatever. we're off to the city now. Right, it is food time. I guess he does get a bean on there. I look closer. Sometimes it looked like he wasn't getting anything when he was dipping. That would be lame. But anyway, real quick. Hopefully this doesn't crash the blasted thing. But close that. And we got an excellent 22,089. 129 FPS. Not really though, because it's frame gen. And that's pretty much that. So what do you say? We go and wrap this video on up. Alright guys, that's a wrap for Monster Hunter Wild Benchmark. And definitely seemed like it picked up some FPS, but it wasn't a miracle worker. It didn't make that much. Like 2, 3, maybe 5, but nothing too crazy. And you can always just look at the other videos I did too. For all I know, it was a placebo and it didn't get any. Or got worse. Who knows? But at least we did it with the correct drivers, which was the point of the entire video. So now I can go get started on the last computer of the night, the secondary computer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video though, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.